is Sheree. If you're new, welcome to my channel. Why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I love new followers. Building a channel here. And if you're returning, it's always good to see you. In the beginning of my videos, I like to pop up a little something here. When you have a chance, hopefully right after this video, you go ahead and check me out on Instagram. I love to post things in between the looks, pictures of the looks that you can see a little bit better. It's just kind of what I love to do, as well as doing this channel. So when you have some time, please go ahead and check me out. Well, today, new palette. Kind of excited about it. I really like Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I collect all of her palettes. To be truthful, I'm not sure if this one is really all that different, but we're going to dive into it and just see. Play with it. You never know. By the way, I have new lights, so I'm not sure how it's going to really translate. I'm all warm and golden on the monitor. So we'll see what happens when I look at this video, because I'm not stopping. Alright, so today you guys are going to play with the Anastasia Beverly Hills AMREZY palette. This is actually a really pretty palette. There are a lot of videos already on it. Mel Thompson did this one video comparing it to a lot of the other Anastasia palettes, and that's a really good one to check out. She goes into detail about this palette in comparison to Modern Renaissance, Soft Glam. Those are two that people are really kind of comparing it to and deciding whether or not they're going to use it to buy. Or, you know what I mean. So check her video out. It's a really good video. So I'm going to dive into this palette today, do some swatches, a tutorial, and my honest review of the palette. I'll put some timestamps below. But now let's just look at this palette. It's so glittery and pink. I like it. Just the packaging. But let me actually dive into the palette. Let's see. And I'm sure this brush is going to fall out. Really pretty colors. This one actually is slightly more. I think it's about $4 more than her normal palette because she added 2 colors to this. But it's a really pretty palette. So this is the one I'm diving in today. But let me start with some swatches. So heading over to swatches. Like swatches are someplace else. Anyways. So this palette actually has 2 pressed glitters. I believe it's the color Liddy and Gemini, and I'll tell you those when I swatch them. So starting with swatches, the first one is Wasted. Then we have Barb. And I'm looking down because I actually have a mirror in front of me and it helps me line up the swatches. I'm trying to work on that swatch game. This one is Liddy, and I believe this one is a pressed glitter. Yeah. Really pretty. As my swatch travels this way. Then we have Cupcake. Ooh, that one's really pretty. Now, as I'm dipping into these swatches, it feels so soft and buttery. Just had to tell you guys that. So the next color is Dragon. Ooh, that's nice. Then we have Leo, the pop of blue. Oh, wow. That color does not come to play. This one is Gemini, and I believe this is the other pressed glitter in the palette. Pressed glitters, just be careful. I mean, they're not technically considered eye safe because it can get in your eye and scratch it and cause a whole bunch of damage. Just be careful when you use them, if you choose. This one is Georgina. That's nice. Okay. Personally, I do swatches because I like to see what it's going to look like on my skin tone. I know there's all these schools of thoughts about whether or not swatches really show performance and all those things, but I love to do them to see what it's going to look like on my skin tone, so swatches. Next up we have Reezy. Whoa. Then Anastasia. And New Yorker. Yeah, you cannot see this one. This one's pretty much my skin tone. And OG, which probably you can't really see either. Yeah, you can't see those two. first of all, they're really similar in tone, and second of all, they are pretty much my skin tone, so you can't see it. Yeah. Next up is Simsa. Ooh, that didn't swatch very well. Could be my technique, but that's Simsa. Then we have 1988. Oh, that's pretty nice. BK, which is a black. Ah, and it travels along my arm. And you go right there. So this is the palette swatched. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just prime my eyes, and for primer, I'm using the Fenty primer. I really like this primer. I'm actually going to venture out and try another one soon, but right now this is my thing. Alright, so sometimes I set my primer, sometimes I don't. I'm just going to try this palette without it. See what I'm doing, how it works, all that good stuff. Alright, so now I'm just kind of babbling as I switch the color off of my brush. Make sure it's gone. Alright, so jumping into this tutorial, I'm picking up my Mel Cosmetic Mezcla brush. This one is just a blending brush. I'm going into New Yorker. I know I am not saying that correctly. Don't come for me. You probably actually won't even be able to really see this on my eye. It's so close to my skin tone, but I want to lay down a color in the transition area. And so that's what I'm using it for, just to give the other colors something to blend into, to create a bit more of a gradient. So I'm just packing it on, windshield wipers, and then blending it up. Okay, so with the same brush, and I didn't swipe off the color, I'm going into the color Simsa. So this color here, I'll put it on the screen. And I'm just going to place Simsa right in my transition area. Just go ahead and pack it in, focusing on the outer third, which is where I want the most saturation. And then I'm just going to blend it on up. Picking up my Sonia G Worker Pro, I'm going back into the color Simsa, and this time I'm actually going to place it on the outer third of my lid. So just go ahead and pack it on. So I can't decide if I want to do a halo eye or what. You know what, for now I'm just going to pick up the blending brush again, go back into Simsa, which is a really pretty color and it's blending out really nicely, and just go ahead and run this along my lower lash line and connect it to the top. And I'm going to smoke this down pretty far and go all the way across. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is actually just take my finger and go into the color Cupcake and place this all over the lid. That's a really pretty color. And lightly touch where we place Barb. Okay, so picking back up my Sonia G Worker Pro, I'm going back into the color Simsa and going to darken up this outer third just a little bit and tap it over where we placed Cupcake. I brought Cupcake a little, not Cupcake, Simsa a little bit further in, so to about right here. And yeah, next step. So picking up my Sonia G Pencil Pro, I'm going into the color Yugo, and I'm going to deepen up this outer V. So just go ahead. So I know I have some new lights, and it's just lit everywhere, which is supposed to be better for y'all and a better video, but man, I can't see how saturated it is or not. Issues. I really like this color Hugo. It's really pretty. It's nice. Nice. Alright, so I kind of want to actually go with my first thought of making it a halo eye. So I'm actually going to pick my Sonia G Worker Pro back up, go back into the color Simsa, and just place this on the inner third just over the color Cupcake. Alright, like that. So I'm actually going to take the color Georgina, tap off a little bit of extra on my hand, and place it just in the center. Let's see what that does. Take a little more because I don't know that you can see it. Huh. It adds a little something. I hope you can see that. But I like it, so I'm going to do the other side. Okay, so picking back up the blender brush, not adding anything extra on it, I'm just going to go ahead and go right back up in this crease. And just, there's glitter, so I might as well just disperse it, so it doesn't just look like it's in the center of my transition area and crease. Alright, I have no idea what I'm going to do for the bottom. Hi! Taking my Sonia G Worker Pro, I'm just going to go ahead and switch off the color, because I think, yeah, I used it for Yugo. I'm going back into the color Simsa, and I want this to be pretty saturated, really close to the lash line, so I'm going to take it and stamp it really close to the lash line and bring it down to about right there. So picking up my Male Cosmetics precision brush, this one here, you can see it. Going into the color Hugo, and I'm going to place this and run it really into those lashes from about mid-eye all the way to the outer, and just really get in those lashes to darken it up and connect it to the top. I used a lot of brush. Sorry, I'm using another one now. This Morphe MB26. I'm going into the color Georgina, and I'm going to Fix Plus the brush and run it in the inner corner to the middle, or from the inner corner to the middle, so like this. Because, what was that color? Simsa was placed on the inside. When you put Georgina on top of it, it blends. Hopefully you can see it in person. It's really, really pretty. I like it. Alright, so I don't really know what I'm going to do for a brow bone highlight in inner corner. I keep saying that throughout this tutorial, but there's so many colors and I'm not sure. Alright, so I'm thinking maybe Anastasia. You know what, we're just going to roll with it. So picking up my another brush, my Natasha Denona number 4. You could just use your finger if you want, truthfully. But I have glitter from all the other colors on my finger. So I'm going to pick that up and place that in the inner corner. And then just a little bit in the, bring it up on the lid just to blend it. Like that. So I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to take the same color and just lightly put it under the arch of my brow. Just to give it a little sparkle up there, but not too much. That's too much. Alright, so I'm going to check my blending skills, make sure the edges are diffused, and add some add some liner and mascara off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. What did I do off camera? Well, I took my NYX, That's the Point. I love this thing. It's a really thin point. And I went in between the lashes and just did a really small line and a flick on the side. And then I went back over that with my Melt Cosmetics Lamia pencil just to brown it up, warm it up a little bit. So just over that. And just in my outer third of the lower lash. And then I went back into the palette and dipped into Yugo and smudged a little bit of that all across the top just to kind of warm it up and not make the line so harsh. I use my favorite products for my lashes, L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Primer, so this one here, I love this stuff, and my Damn Girl Mascara. So for my lips, I actually started the video out with my lips on, like they're gonna go away. But I started it with my lip gloss on, and I used my Dose of Colors on repeat. So this one here, it's a really pretty nude mauve or nude pinkish color, and my Morphe Date Night Lip Liner. This is just a really warm brown, and I put this on the outside. But when I was finishing this look, actually, what I did was I put a little bit of barbs in the inside on the top and the bottom just to give it a little sparkle. Kind of like it. So this is the final look. If you like it, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Now for my thoughts on this palette. I will say it is very pretty, but you have it. If you have any Anastasia palettes, you have it. Is it a good addition? I mean, you have it. If you like to collect Anastasia palettes, then by all means go ahead. But really, I would say, just to pull it out again, really I would say if you don't have a lot of Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, this is a great starter palette because you have the neutrals, you have some really nice shimmers, pink, brown, a little bit of purple in there, you got your pop of blue. So if you don't have any of her palettes, this is a really good palette to get to start because you get an idea of what her formula is like. The mattes are really, really beautiful, and so are the shimmers. So I would definitely say this palette is for three people really. If you collect and you want to collect it, great. If you don't have a lot of palettes and you want an introduction, great. And the third is if you just want to buy it and you don't care about the other reasons, then go ahead and buy it. Well, you guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me. My battery's blinking, so I'm going to talk pretty fast here. Pop it on my Instagram. I would love it if you go ahead after this video and check me out. I'm really trying to build a channel here and a following there. So again, I'm going to say go ahead and subscribe if you aren't. And both of you guys, new subscribers and returning ones, please head on over to Instagram and follow me there too. Well, thanks again for spending some time with me. I really hope you have a wonderful morning, noon, or night, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Thank you guys. Bye. I did it again. And my battery didn't die.